Welcome to the Nevis newscast for Monday, June 8th, 2020. I'm Freddie Liebert. The Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris has been sworn in for the second time as the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. At a brief ceremony on Sunday morning, June 7th, resident judge, His Lordship Justice Trevor Ward, administered the oath of allegiance, oath of office, and the oath of secrecy to Dr. Harris.
I, Dr. Timothy Sylvester Harris,
do swear that I will honor, uphold, and preserve.
Do swear that I shall honor, preserve, and uphold
The Constitution of St. Christopher and Nevis.
the Constitution of St. Christopher and Nevis.
And the law.
And the law.
That I will conscientiously.
That I will conscientiously.
Impartially.
Impartially.
And to the best of my ability.
And to the best of my ability.
Discharge my duties as Prime Minister of the Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis.
Discharge my duties as Prime Minister of St. Christopher and Nevis.
And do right to all manner of people.
And do right to all manner of people.
Without fear or favor.
Without fear or favor.
Affection or ill will.
Affection or ill will.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Prime Minister Harris was also presented with his instruments of appointment by Governor General His Excellency Sir Tapley Seaton.
I promise the administration which I will lead will not let down the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Today, the work of building more homes, bigger and larger, of creating new jobs and new opportunities for our young people, and continuing to keep our people and country safe. Today, that work begins in earnest. We shall create the modern history of St. Kitts and Nevis by making it the example of the best managed small island state. That is my pledge, and that is my commitment.
The preliminary results announced by Supervisor of Elections Elvin Bailey indicate that the Team Unity Coalition, led by Prime Minister Harris, has won 9 of the 11 seats.
Constituency 1. Dr. Jeffrey Hanley of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party was returned. Constituency 2. Mr. Jonel Powell of the People's Action Movement was returned. Constituency 3. Mrs. Akila Byron Nisbet of the People's Labour Party was returned. Constituency number 4, Lindsay Grant of People's Action Movement was the winner. Constituency 5, Sean Richards of the People's Action Movement was returned. Constituency 6, Dr. Denzel Douglas of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party was returned. Constituency 7, Dr. Timothy Harris of the People's Labour Party was returned. Constituency 8, Mr. Eugene Hamilton of the People's Action Movement was returned. Constituency of Nevis 9, Mr. Mark Brantley of the Concerned Citizens Movement was declared the winner. Constituency 10, Nevis 10, Mr. Eric Evelyn of the Concerned Citizens Movement was again declared the winner. And Constituency 11, Mr. Alexis Jeffers of the Concerned Citizens Movement was returned.
In related news, a statement by Prime Minister Mia Mottley, chair of the Caribbean Community on Elections Results in St. Kitts and Nevis, says the Caribbean Community CARICOM congratulates the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, Prime Minister of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, and his Team Unity on the resounding victory in the general elections on June 5th, 2020. The overwhelming nature of the triumph at the polls indicates the scale of confidence that the people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis have in the ability of the party to guide them to a secure and prosperous future, the statement says. The community also congratulates the people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis on the smooth and peaceful conduct of the poll in spite of the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Meantime, 3 ministers in the Nevis Island administration will form part of the federal government of St. Kitts and Nevis. Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley, Deputy Premier, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, and Senior Minister, the Honorable Eric Evelyn of the Concerned Citizens Movement, CCM, contested the Federation's June 5th general elections on a team unity ticket and were victorious.
Of the 6,497 voters allocated in constituency of Nevis 9, Mark Brantley of the Concerned Citizens received 1,689 votes. Dr. Kelvin Daly of the Nevis Reformation Party received 1,155 votes. There were no spoiled ballots. There were 34 rejected ballots. And therefore, Mark Brantley of the Concerned Citizens Movement is declared the winner of Nevis constituency Nevis 9. For Nevis constituency 10, where 1,774 voters were allocated, Eric Evelyn of the Concerned Citizens Movement received 710 votes, that's 710. Bjorn Handley of the Nevis Reformation Party received 167 votes, that's 167. There was 1 spoiled ballot. There were 3 rejected ballots. Total votes cast was therefore 880. Therefore, the member elected for Nevis 10 is Eric Evelyn of the Concerned Citizens Movement. Of the 4,005 voters assigned to constituency of Nevis 11, Alexis Jeffers of the Concerned Citizens Movement received 1,107 votes, that's 1,107. Patrice Nisbet of the Nevis Reformation Party received 910 votes, 910. There were 4 spoiled ballots and 15 rejected ballots, for a total, therefore, of 20 and 32 votes validly cast. Therefore, the member elected for Nevis 11 is Alexis Jeffers of the Concerned Citizens Movement.
Meantime, in a Facebook post, Brantley described the win as an historic one. He said CCM has done something unprecedented in the history of Nevis. The party has won all 3 federal seats in Nevis, taking constituency number 11 after 20 years. The party has also increased its margins in every constituency, including winning number 9 for the first time by winning both St. Paul's and St. John's by an overall margin of 534 votes, he said. He used the opportunity to express his gratitude for the confidence that the people of Nevis have placed in his party. He said, to whom much is given, much is expected, and they must now represent all of the people of Nevis with integrity. The CARICOM Election Observation Mission to the June 5th, 2020 general elections in St. Kitts and Nevis has concluded that the results of the elections reflect the will of the people. On the day prior to the elections, the mission met with a cross-section of stakeholders, including the Supervisor of Elections, the Commissioner of Police, representatives of political parties, and members of civil society and non-governmental organizations. On polling day, the team visited 94 polling stations across 7 constituencies in St. Kitts and 3 in Nevis. The mission monitored the day's activities by observing the opening of the poll, the voting process, the closing of the poll, and the counting of ballots. While there were allegations of late starts in some constituencies, the team observed that polls opened on time in the polling stations in which the opening of the polls was observed. The mission's assessment of election day activities is that the voters were able to cast their ballots without intimidation or fear, and that the results of the June 5th, 2020 general elections reflect the will of the people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. The mission will prepare a full report for submission to the Secretary General of CARICOM, His Excellency Erwin LaRocque. This will include, among others, a recommendation on the need for the presiding officers to undertake the preliminary count at the polling stations at the close of the poll and to prepare a statement of the poll thereafter in an effort to reduce the length of time it takes to declare the results, so this can be done within a reasonable amount of time. The following is a notice from the Ministry of Human Resources in the Nevis Island Administration regarding Estonian Postgraduate Scholarships 2020. The Ministry of Human Resources sharing information regarding the Postgraduate Certificate Program in International Relations and European Integration. This program is scheduled to take place from October 2020 to June 2021 in Tallinn, Estonia. The scholarship provides tuition fee, monthly allowance, accommodation, health insurance, and visa cost. For additional information on application procedures, eligibility, and more, you should visit the website of the Estonian School of Diplomacy, edk.edu.ee. Contact Shanola Morrigill or Ronice Williams at the Ministry of Human Resources by calling 469-5521 extension 5163 or 5164, or send an email to shanola.morrigill@niagov.com or Ronice Williams at niagov.com. Interested persons should apply online and submit a copy of their application to the Ministry of Human Resources by July 10th, 2020 for further processing. The organizers of the Nevis Marathon and Running Festival have decided to cancel the 2020 edition of the St. Kitts and Nevis event. Race Director Greg Phillips says the decision was taken as late as the organizers could and with as much deliberation as possible and reasonable. The precautions related to the COVID-19 pandemic has caused the organizers to make the decision. The Nevis Marathon and Running Festival wishes to thank its sponsors, volunteers, athletes, and spectators for their support over the years and pledges to host the 2021 edition with the level of quality and professionalism that is characteristic of the event. The next Nevis Marathon and Running Festival is planned for September 4th, 2021. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.